Hi guys, and welcome to the Rainbow Six Replays YouTube channel. Today, we want to present the video highlights of the match between DarkZero Esports and Team M80 during the North America League 2024 Stage 2. Don't forget to subscribe and put a like. Enjoy.
And he'll have an opportunity to try to get that diffuser down. Still 3 toxic babes in pocket of Kino. Nitro Cell in the hands of Hyper and 1 for Cameraman, but NJR needs to get into position, and DZ are worried about stalling out. Kobe, 1 pick on the Cameraman. That's one Nitro Cell down, and now it's Kino chased away through the soft destruction. He'll have to retrieve that toxic babe. Citizen eliminating NJR, trying to sprint to the top. Pambazoo stops him in his tracks, and it's Hyper in a 1v2 with the diffuser running away. Hold on against his former team. What can he muster? It's Pambazoo holding court above. Hyper will look for a 3rd kill as he now goes on to the diffuser. Pambazoo will rotate out and go for a drop. It at least chases Hyper off of that position. No drop yet for Pambazoo. As Hyper goes on, a flash goes down. Hyper gets off it yet again. Why does Pambazoo keep looking towards blue? Does he not hear Hyper on that diffuser? Down he'll go, and it's, at this point, you're just gonna have to go for the kill. Pambazoo will do it. He ends play from their gadget, and Kobe will walk in. Nitro Cell goes off, and Hyper is prepared and waiting. They've lost the fog of war on the side of DarkZero. Secondary pistol in the hands of Hyper. Citizen is the first to die. Nafe gets 1, but M80 slaughtering DarkZero as they looked for that very quick entry. Back to the drawing board, and that drawing board seems to be positioned over towards Square. Spoit torn through the wall. Kino trades it right back. Spoit's still retrievable, but Kino, Hyper, and Spoit are in very, very rough shape. That's given a prime opportunity for NJR, who collects 1 on the Spoit. He's got a great gun in hand. He's got so much work to do, Jesse.
Feels impossible, and it is impossible as Hyper cleans things up.
This utility, whether it's the Goyo canisters, whether it's the Tachanka Molotovs, whether it's a gas, flames, what have you. Kino, the very first player to strike first, deep inside of lockers, looking all the way to CCTV. Hyper will do some damage as well, and Nave has to peel off of the spot. NJR, the very first kill for DarkZero. Right now, the numbers favoring M80, and there's a Nitro Cell lined up as well. He's completely blind, but Citizen tosses it out. It's shot away. The toxic gas will linger. It doesn't do enough damage to Nave. He's the only one standing. As once again, M80 have been so successful here. They will double up and get him down. It looked like the shotgun as well as Citizen's secondary to deal some serious damage. And
Open, most likely, meaning that DarkZero will have to resort to other means to get their way in, and this is certainly one of them. An upside-down Spider-Man repel. It will find a kill on a Cameraman. A brilliant play from Nafe.
Nave has had some very pronounced struggles so far this stage in terms of killing. What he brings to the table, though, is usually leadership, not this round. Citizen can also take over rounds, but DarkZero have only lost about 40 HP across the entire team. Logic Bomb will go out, and Citizen was slowed down for a moment. 2 very quick kills back-to-back for DarkZero.
Cafeteria here. Doesn't want to get 2-2 out of the blue, but can move around if he needs to. Can rotate to that second off, and here we go. The Blitz is in archives and giving a horrible time to Citizen.
2 kills for Nave. We say his name, and suddenly he is dominating for DarkZero. He's got the diffuser now as well. And amidst the smoke, he's going to plant that 1. Soft destruction for Cameraman as he goes for the drop. Pambazoo eliminated by Spoit as the timer will now run. Whatever remained in the round is gone. Cameraman firing away to try to keep this one close. That shield still on the board means that if you can isolate a pick, the Blitz will be so good. Kobe's in the corner. They don't seem to know he's there. Cameraman closing in. He wins the duel. Numbers will be even yet again, and Nafe is far removed from that diffuser while Bolo will find his way to the top blue. I don't necessarily like how far removed DarkZero are from the objective. Bolo will be a sight line away from picking them off. Shooting through the barricade, down goes Cameraman, and now it's Spoit to deal with the shield and Bolo as the Blitz runs ever closer. Spoit just continuing to keep him at bay.
Obviously, that's going to be good enough for them to secure their top 2 spot as well, meaning that they are the first team to do so in the North American League. Big for a team that a lot of people were making fun of.
First half, ignoring the stats from the very first round as well, but me oh my. Bolo eliminating Cameraman. This looks like the first half is going to go in favor of DarkZero. For a map like Bank, Jesse, it's only been played a single time. But there's a lot of angles that they're going to need to watch. Only one toxic canister remains. It's been thrown out. Bullets will whiz by through that soft wall. There's a flank coming in, an unfortunate team kill, but it's all for naught. Kino is the only player remaining. He takes out Kobe, so no flawless round irrespective of the team kill, but DZ gets the final pick as that diffuser.
Citizen really popped off towards the end of it. It was probably their MVP towards the very tail end of stage 1. Was definitely playing out of his mind. Spoit obviously was very good too. We saw
the top 2 spot, and man, they could be putting this one away pretty quickly. I like what they brought on defense, but they've already suffered the first casualty. Spoit eliminating Nathan. That's a very quick one. Citizen finding Kobe as well. And another on to Pambazu. They were not expecting the Nook to be so close. DarkZero have 1 player left with a minute 20. Hold on. God damn, what a fast start for M80.
Citizen getting that second kill. So beautifully done. Here are the shots now. One finds the Capcan traps, then deals with Pambazu. Beautiful job from the player that I was just talking about. Struggle, the one that's trying to exist in this position. He knows he's spotted as well, but he does take the swing, loses to Citizen regardless. So an unfortunate opening death coming out from Kobe. He will not be active for the rest of this round. 1 player down below, that's Nafe. They're not going to worry too much about him because they've got the cutoff. It's Cameraman down on the main floor to be able to find that kill from that outside garage. A long angle. That's a 2-man lead, and Kino is barreling up the main stairs.
Oh, M80 in control at the moment. They have another player in their line of sight. The legs of Bolo seen. NJR with not just 1 kills, but 2. He and Pambazu will have to clutch out this round if DarkZero want to be successful, if they want their lead to be maintained. If they're not, it's M80 tying things up. Hyper doesn't expect Pambazu to be this close, and now Pambazu will get aggressive towards the stairs and catches Cameraman looking. Spoit now in a 1v2 clutch. He'll swing on in. Surely they must have heard that. Repelling is by no means a quiet part of this game. 15 seconds left. To hunt for kills, he sees one over in conference. Gets NJR, almost gets Pambazu. Good lord.
Only of DZ back when they were winning majors. This stage for me has really felt like a return to form for Pambazu. I think he's been played absolutely phenomenal throughout the second stage of the NAL. He's been so good on those entries, so good on his headshot percentages. Just been one of the best players that we have seen.
Done, yes it is. Multiple players from DZ just scrambling off of that top floor, heading for the hills. Pambazu taken down. Nafe will follow. Cameraman picking up a double. I have no idea where these players died from. Oh my, both on the stairs. Damo still on the board. Zero still on the board. A Blitz still on the board. And DarkZero now only have 2 players remaining as NJR has been dropped. Spoit's taken out. NJR might be retrievable, but it's just Kobe and Bolo at the moment on their feet.
Yeah, 2 good players to have, though, I'll say that. Wanting to get match point in the bag for DarkZero. They've got 42 at the same time. Bolo getting tracked by the Deimos. The Deagle comes out, but Kobe will be a little bit secured. He's now going to have to clutch a 1v3 as his teammate of Bolo has fallen from the vertical angle.
This is such a tough spot to be in. They know exactly where he is as well. Does he reaggress and take the engagement? No, he wants a fight somewhere else. And now he'll be watched by the Deimos. As Citizen tracks his position and can give it to the rest of the teammates, Kobe will be on the move inside of open area. That position at square had not been relinquished yet into this round, Jesse. And DarkZero have already suffered the first death. Goodbye, Pambazu. That's a long time to play into a 4v5. And Citizen was on the hunt. Multiple players from DarkZero looking for another kill. Now over towards Printer. Cameraman eliminating Kobe. Bolo firing away, but M80 just hitting all of their shots. Is this sloppiness from DZ on these fights? They continuously come up empty-handed.
They were wanting to run it like this. The problem is they ran an attacking a defensive lineup that doesn't have any plant denial, really. A little bit of toxic babes, but because they didn't have that, they knew they had to get aggressive in this early round. That was the game plan from the start. But as things get worse and worse, the need for aggression becomes greater and greater. Now, so good for M80.
NJR again being watched by this Deimos. A smart idea to keep those depth tracks towards the very end of the round, but these SAS operators with a shotgun, they can keep it close, and the Deimos has gone around the corner. He's got a shotgun of his own. The same shotgun. Not a lot of time to work with Jesse. 40 seconds as they pick apart this soft destruction. There goes one of those fire bolts. Candelas will rain out as well. Hyper, the very first pick. He was looking for Pambazoo. He gets it. A swing in from Kino as DZ are aligned properly to tackle these repels, but they need to win their duels, and they're not accomplishing it just yet. Back and forth these teams will go. DZ finally hitting their marks. Diffuser in the hands of Kino, who's doing so much work, but he's got to get that case down, and he needs salvation inside of the site. He's all alone. DZ looking for the knockout punch. Kino runs out of time, and DZ survives long enough to get match point. 1 point for...
But just wasn't enough as all of his teammates ended up falling around. Kobe killed Hyper, Nate got a big pick, and while Kino was often there for the trades, it didn't matter. I didn't see enough smokes.
Beast Coast against Soniqs. If Soniqs prevail with all 3 points, they could finish first, but that depends on what happens in this matchup, Jesse. And DZ just gave themselves a big leg up towards 3 points. Bolo getting shredded by Kino, who picks up more than one. Pambazoo also drops after Kobe had started off the killing in this round.
One of the best sniper players that we see, but he finally gets punished by NJR, who's also familiar with that operator. Who's also control Hyper up above. What can they do with it?
Well, you're seeing it right here. Kobe is down for the count, and more bullets are tossed on in from the DMR in the hands of cameraman, who just inches around towards this door frame, looking into open area, holding this angle. All the while, Hyper and Spoit need to get in and do some damage as well. Nave sits and waits.
15 seconds remaining.
It's in a pretty decent spot. All of DZ tucked away in corners, awaiting these engagements. Bolo will jump on in next. Across from Bolo, but Hyper's better in the engagement. Now it's Cameraman and Hyper left to clash, drawing their focus. NJR on very limited HP. Nafe will need to clutch as Hyper gets Diffuser down. Can Nafe get summoned into action? No, we go to overtime. M80 denies.
Fairly straightforward round towards the end of it, but it just wasn't. Citizen, poor timing on that initial gunfight. The fact that he just looked down, he was holding the angle that Kobe was watching forever. Unlucky there, but then it didn't matter because Cameraman got revenge. Kills Kobe inside of Archives, makes his way in through the small office, ends up
inside a vault. He can do some serious damage if nobody from M80 is looking in that direction. And with Cameraman dead, there will be one fewer player that can watch these angles. Pambazoo gets the job done, and suddenly DZ takes Vault. It's got Citizen's attention elsewhere. 2 quick kills though from both Spoit and Citizen. Put it back into a 3v3. DZ chews through them. Nafe pulls off the diffuser, meaning that even though there was less than 10 seconds remaining, the timer will extend the life of both of these teams. A shot through the wall right as it looked like M80 were getting in position.
Delay time inside of server. The problem with a clash in that position is you just have no help. It's really difficult for your teammates to come through and assist you in any way because they're all the way back in sight. They don't have great angles if they push.
Anyway.
More good Flores usage coming out. We see both teams using this operator extremely well. When Twitch is banned, you tend to see a lot of Flores. And here's the gunfights. Nate has entered into the site. He's, of course, flanking back on that Scopos. Has gotten 2 big kills. Spoit and Cameraman thought that they had a gap, but no. Shut down by the captain of DarkZero. And now Citizen, Hyper, and Kino in a 3v5. Plenty of time to play with, but a desperation as they have now lost all of their teammates to try to win this push.
Not exactly where you need to be. DarkZero is just absolutely demolishing them. And M80 wanted this victory. They wanted to stun DarkZero. DZ could not get it done in regulation, but it seems all but certain at this point that they'll do it in OT. 2 rounds in a row for DarkZero will guarantee them those 2 points. It'll give Soniqs an opportunity to catch up, though. This is an opening that they can take advantage of. DZ will win the round flawlessly and grab those 2 points, but the ultimate goal